What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA basketball show. To check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. But we move over to the Northeast Conference Tournament semifinal. This is at 12 p.m. Eastern. Sacred Heart Pioneers 9-8, 9-7 in the NEC at Bryant Bulldogs 14-5, 10-4 in the NEC. We're at Chase Athletic Center in Smithfield, Rhode Island. Sacred Heart opening up as 8.5-point dogs. That's moved to 9 at a couple books. We have this total opening up at 153.5. It's creeping upwards, 154 and a half. Sacred Heart closed out the season splitting 2 games with Fairleigh Dickinson. They closed the season winning 3 of 5. They're led in scoring by sophomore Tyler Thomas, who averages 19.4 points, 5.2 boards. The only other Pioneer averaging double digits is junior Aaron Clark, who averages 13.6 points. Both Pioneer stars struggle from the perimeter. As a team, they hit just 32.7% from 3. Where would they be without freshman Mike Sixsmith, who hits 54.4% from 3 and is their third highest scorer with 8.1 points per game? Sacred Heart scores 71.2 points per game, hit just 41.6% from the field. Bryant comes in as winners of 4 straight. They're coming off sweeping 2 home games on back-to-back nights at home over LIU Brooklyn. They shoot the ball very well, but they're coming off a rare tough night with their shot in a 63-60 win over LIU on Friday. They hit just 33% from the field, 29.2% from 3. They have 5 players who scored double digits and have played every game for them, which is a rarity in this COVID season. They're led by Peter Kiss, who averages 17 points, 6.1 boards, hits 44.4% from 3. They score 84.6 points per game, hit 46.5% from the field, 38.7% from 3, and 75.2% from the line. Max, NEC semifinal, Northeast Conference Tournament. Take it away.
Jim, what I love about this conference and about the teams that we're going to talk about from this conference is that they're easily accessible. They play a very exciting style of basketball, and you're never going to fall asleep like you would when you're watching the Masters or when you're watching, Jim, I hope you're not offended when I say this, Major League Baseball. But this Bryant game is going to be what I call a shell shock performance towards Sacred Heart. When you look at Sacred Heart, Jim, while the numbers and the percentages don't look good, it's the time and the timely fashion of the scoring outbursts that you get from Sacred Heart that you have to be worried about. You cannot take this team lightly. You have to be aggressive early and go after them and try and kill them down early. That's just my thing with them. I think that when you give Sacred Heart the confidence that they can play with you, that's when they get some hot shooting and they can take you and get a lead on you. I've watched enough of the Sacred Heart team to know that guys like Nick Gillette and then Matis Spokas, these are guys that are capable scorers. These are grimy type guys that are going to be able to do the intangible things and get you offensive rebounds, get you a steal or 2, help defend that leads to a missed shot multiple times in a half. It's the stuff that you don't see that these guys do. They are very young, so I do worry about them playing a high-tempo team like this Bryant group, because what Bryant has done well is get out to leads early, while they haven't done a fantastic job of maintaining them based on their ATS record and some of the spreads they haven't covered. This is still a team that I feel confident at this number. I look at Bryant and I'm like, well, as great as they are on offense, this is still a team that's very capable on defense. They can switch up looks on you. They can press you. They can trap you. They can 1-3-1 you. They can zone you if they have to. And they've zoned a lot of teams. So if you're Sacred Heart, you need to get dribble penetration. You need to get to the rim. That's how you're going to open up lanes. You know that Tyler Thomas, he can go baseline from the left or the right, and he's a better wing three-point shooter than he is from the corner. I think that with Aaron Clark, that's the guy that you have to worry about getting into the middle of the paint area. And with Clark, listen, he's going to drop a bunch of different kinds of shots at you, and with his body and his strength and bulk, he's gonna draw fouls. So you have to be aware of that. And the best thing you can do is be ready to try and take a charge. So I think that with Bryant, they have all the personnel to nullify all these potential barriers to beating them by a margin. I think that with Bryant, they have to have good feet. They have to be quick moving, shifting to cut off these lane of drivers, and really forcing them out of dangerous shooting areas. And listen, if you can't stop the dribble drive, you're going to have to zone up on these guys. By the numbers, by the stats, Bryant has an advantage in every area. But I am questioning if this is too big of a number. I'm going to go with what my number says because the last time I went against it was the Illinois-Michigan game. And I don't mean to rip a Band-Aid off an old wound, but I just did. I think that Bryant is going to lock down early. I think they're going to go hard on these guys. I think that Peter Kiss and Michael Green lead the way with their three-point shooting. And then my favorite Bryant Bulldog, Chris Childs, JUCO college transfer, he's going to light it up. I'm predicting 5 threes just for him alone tomorrow. This is a big game for them. They want this goddamn NEC tournament berth into the NCAAs, and Sacred Heart's in their way. They're coming to their kitchen. They're serving them cock soup, and they're eating all their food.
Well, no one wants that. No one wants any of that, Max. By the way, this market is going down. Circa just popped an 8 on the board. So I can get you Bryant Bulldogs -8 and -110. I feel like situationally, from a team that's been so good shooting all year long, coming off a poor game, that I wouldn't be surprised if their shot is on point in this game. Do you have any interest, or at least this is, again, just a selfish question, for that team total over and for Bryant?
I think that the team total definitely is the way to look at it because this definitely has the potential of being a one-sided scoring game. I will say this, though, while the numbers looked bad, I think that you had a really motivated LIU team that was trying to play for its season's life. So I don't think that you're going to get that same kind of intensity from Sacred Heart just because of how young they are at every spot aside from Tyler Thomas and Aaron Clark. But I do think that Bryant's defense definitely has the ability to show itself. So taking a team total is probably more advisable, in my opinion, than taking a total involving both teams.
Great breakdown, Max. Bryant Bulldogs -8 at -110, available at Circa Sports.